Okay, Uncle's gonna try his best to narrate this. He did a form, and he's gonna show you all of the subtle techniques. Now he needs to like let you folks know that like he learned this form which is called Sanchin, the three battles, from like Hawaii Uechi Ryu Society or Hawaii Uechi Ryu at Ala Park under Al. Um, Uncle and Al used to cruise together for a while, and then like Uncle just ran out of time and he stopped going. But you can find them at Ala Park on I think Sundays, maybe Saturdays from like 8 to 10 maybe. Try to go early. Um, but anyway, so Uncle's gonna like walk you through this Sanchin video of his, okay? And then like you'll see subtle stuff like and he kind of like I kind of kung fu-fied it so that it looks more like a kung fu-ish um, kata instead of it like or kung fu form instead of it just being like more karate-ish. Okay, so like there'll be so subtle things that I'll do and I'll show you along the way. Okay, so let me run the video now. Okay, so Aku's gonna first of all, you notice the initial stance is gonna be a receiving stance, like a V, right? Yeah, I'm receiving at this time. I bow, show my respects, like I come down into like a repelling stance, like the Wing Chun. Then I go out into like the scissors, like I'm sliding the moon stepping, right? I come down and I did the double strikes, and now I'm doing like the snake hands right there, and then I'm turning around. You see when I turn? As I turn, I suddenly do like a hip check. You see the hip check that I did? Um, and normally we don't do the hip check because we don't want to. It kind of looks kind of weird. And then like I'm turning around and I do the snake hands and I do the double snake hands and I do the grab and the pulls, right? And I do the eye rakes along the way. Um, you notice? Then I do like almost like a floating block or down foot block on either side to set up. And then I do like they call it the wauki, like, but it's kind of also kind of the dragon mount technique. And at the end, you see like we do like the closed gate, which is like holding the fist together, kind of like a ball. Okay, and so Uncle gonna try his best to like show you certain things. Okay, so now let's go through the video again. This time, we're gonna go back like this. All right. So again, we start off in the receiving mode right here. We're receiving, okay? Um, it's like a V or the yin type of like thing, right? Like woman, right? You're receiving, okay? Then I salutate, show my respects, bow, okay? You notice I turned into like a repelling at this point. I grounded, I centered down with my hands, okay? And I took my first moon step or like the triangle step, depending upon like how you want to like describe it. You know, that step in itself is really a sweep as well. Okay, right? Let's go out, sweep, sweep. Okay, coming back, setting up. Take my first step out, and then double snake hands going straight down. Okay. Well, one thing I didn't mention was, when I did the two outward circles on the outside to set up right before I took a step and did the strike down. That was because I seen one of the older instructors who's like really really good do like Sanchin, and when he set up, he did that. He did the initial sweeps to the left to the right as kind of like a setup. And this instructor was known for his like Pangai Noon um, kind of like expression of the Weichi art. Okay, um, I think he passed on, but like he was really really cool. Yeah, I'm sure you can find them online. All right, so let's go. Let's continue going. All right. So here I did a. If you notice, when I after I did like the double snake hands down, right, or the double spear hands on, depends on how the angle of it was. I did an X block as I came up, right? I crossed my arms and then I opened it up along the way. And what you see initially is you see Monkey Presents Peach, right? Or the double chop block, right? Okay. And then what I did was I did a also a forearm block, right? Blocking as I pulled the arm back and I did a snake hand, strike, right? Then I take another step, right? Did the same thing, took another step, did the same thing. Okay. Okay. You notice how I turn my foot, right? Subtle turn the back foot, and then I'm gonna round the circle out with the well the other now back foot, right? Because I turn, and then the other foot is coming around in kind of like a circular motion. And what you notice is I'm going to do a hip check right here. Okay, and I pronounce it here. It doesn't look that good. Okay, like typically the Uechi Ryu guys, they don't do this. They don't do the hip check right here. But I wanted to make it well pronounced so that you understand that it's here as well. Yeah. All right. So I continue the three strikes with the outside forearm block as well. And I do the same thing with the hip check. Okay, coming back, strike, strike, strike. Okay, and then we do the double strikes, and then you notice that I like to do like I like to cross my hands, right? Kind of like in a X block right here, right? And then come up, and then you can either take it as I'm grabbing and I'm pulling back, right? Like you can like talk about other people's bunkai, right? Um, but like I like to look at it as I'm grabbing, I'm also raking the eyes along the way. There's a whole bunch of little subtle things that are done as we do the form. Okay, strike, rake the eye, strike, grab. Then I come out right there. You see in the ready form, like with the two hands up front, also a double chop block, right? And then what you're gonna see me do is I'm gonna turn to the left, and like typically if we were doing like kung fu, I'd be doing like a floating block right here. So both the top and the bottom is blocking. In the Weichi form, it looks like we're doing like more like a downward foot block or setting up, and then like the right hand is still there as a potential strike. If we need to get it off. Okay, then we do like a double strike. You seen like the dragon mount on the kung fu end, but that's also called the wauki. They do it a little bit cooler, where it looks more like two tiger claws, along with the boshiken, the thumbs. Okay, and if you notice, you see how like I'm turning along the way, right? Um, you see how it is very similar to like the movement that they do in like like cloud hands, where like as we're transitioning from one to the other side, we're also like trying to block ourselves. Okay, this it, and then floating, and again strike and three strikes. Okay, coming back, this is what they call closed gate, right? You see how I close the gate, and then I come back down, and I go back into the receiving form, right? Remember I talked to you folks about harnessing the dragon, opening and closing, starting and beginning the form. This is like one aspect of it as well. Okay, I bow, and then it's the end of the video. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I know it's not the coolest narration, but hey, that's the best I can do with what tools I have available to me. All right, I'll call out.